When the Los Angeles Dodgers championship parade finally came to an end, the energy in the city didn't fade, it only shifted. As the sun dipped below the skyline and the blue confetti settled across downtown Los Angeles, the players moved to a more private but equally electric setting, Mookie Betts' mansion in Encino. What happened next would leave fans and even MLB officials stunned. Among all the laughter, champagne sprays, and loud music, one man became the center of attention, Freddie Freeman. The veteran first baseman, known for his calm demeanor and consistent leadership, turned into the wild heart of the celebration. Normally the picture of composure, Freeman was unrecognizable that night. Videos later posted online showed him dancing on the outdoor patio of Betts' mansion, shirtless, sunglasses on, and holding a championship bottle of Dom Perignon like a trophy. Teammates surrounded him, cheering and chanting his name, while fans watching through live streams could hardly believe their eyes. Inside the mansion, a private DJ spun old-school hip-hop tracks mixed with Latin beats, and Betts' expansive living room had been transformed into what looked like a nightclub. Colored lights reflected off the championship trophies displayed on a central table, while the team's World Series rings glimmered on the hands of several players. Freeman, usually the quiet family man, was leading the celebration as if he were 20 again. Mookie Betts, ever the showman, had invited not only his teammates but also close friends, a few celebrities from the Los Angeles scene, and even some former players who had shared the field with him in previous seasons. The vibe was electric, joy, relief, and unity all blending into one unforgettable night. But no one expected Freeman, the stoic leader, to steal the show. As the party heated up, someone shouted, "Freddie, it's your night, baby." And he responded with a laugh that could be heard across the pool deck. He raised a bottle of champagne, popped it open, and sprayed it into the crowd of players and friends. Mookie, laughing uncontrollably, filmed the moment on his phone, shouting, "This one's for the record books." That clip would later go viral, shared by MLB's official social media accounts with the caption, "Freddie Freeman letting loose like never before." Legendary. Fans across America couldn't stop talking about it. The comment sections filled with reactions, some shocked, some delighted. "Freeman, I've never seen him like this," wrote one fan. "Man finally letting loose after years of grinding," said another. The video quickly spread beyond baseball circles, trending on X, formerly Twitter, and TikTok, where fans set the footage to music and created countless remixes. At one point in the night, Freeman reportedly took control of the microphone from the DJ booth. The crowd went silent, expecting a speech, but instead, he began singing along to "Sweet Caroline," his voice echoing through the backyard. Players linked arms, chanting and laughing. For a few moments, the entire Dodgers squad felt like a family at a summer barbecue rather than professional athletes under the spotlight. Even Clayton Kershaw, known for his calm, collected attitude, was seen smiling and clapping along. "This is Freddie like we've never seen him," one teammate said later. "He deserved this. After all the pressure and all the hard work, he earned the right to go crazy for one night." The scene outside Betts' mansion was equally chaotic. Dozens of fans and paparazzi gathered near the entrance, hoping to catch a glimpse of the celebration. Some fans waved banners, others blasted horns, and several cars were decorated in Dodger blue and white. When Freeman stepped onto the balcony for a brief moment, the crowd erupted into chants of "MVP! MVP!" He raised his glass, smiled, and mouthed, "I love this city." Inside, the mood turned nostalgic for a bit. A slideshow played on a massive screen, showing moments from the entire season, the homers, the rallies, the dugout celebrations, and the road trips. When Freeman's game-winning hit from the postseason appeared, everyone cheered again. Mookie tapped his shoulder, saying, "Man, that moment changed everything." Freeman later reflected to a few close friends that this championship meant something deeply personal. It wasn't just another title, it was proof that his move from Atlanta to Los Angeles had been worth it. The emotional weight of leaving his former team had followed him for years, but that night, as he danced under the LA night sky, all of it seemed to lift away. By midnight, the celebration had evolved into something magical. Betts' wife brought out a custom Dodgers cake shaped like the World Series trophy, and Freeman was the one to make the first cut. He jokingly tried to smear frosting on Betts' face, but Mookie dodged, laughing, and hit him back with a handful. The players roared with laughter. It was pure joy, no cameras, no media, just brothers celebrating a dream realized. However, fans would get a glimpse of this joy the next morning when MLB posted an official compilation of the night titled, "Dodgers Unfiltered, Post-Parade Party." The thumbnail. A beaming Freeman mid-dance, champagne in hand. It racked up millions of views within hours. Sports media outlets couldn't resist. ESPN described it as the most human moment of the season, while Bleacher Report called Freeman's celebration the night he became more than a captain, he became a legend. Even rival players from across the league commented with laughing emojis and congratulations. In interviews days later, Freeman admitted with a grin, "Yeah, I got a little carried away. But you know what? That's what it's all about. We work so hard, we go through ups and downs all year, and then, when you finally make it, you've gotta let go." His humility only made fans love him more. Mookie Betts, meanwhile, took to Instagram to share a photo of him and Freeman standing side by side, arms around each other, grinning like kids. The caption read simply, "Brothers. Champions. Unforgettable night." That post alone received over 2 million likes. It was clear, this wasn't just about baseball anymore. It was about unity, friendship, and freedom after months of relentless competition. Throughout Los Angeles, fans held their own after parties in bars and parks, playing highlights from the season and singing the same songs Freeman sang at the mansion. The Dodgers weren't just champions, they were cultural icons once again. Freeman's transformation that night reminded everyone that even the most disciplined professionals have moments of pure release. The man who always carried himself with quiet dignity showed that he could laugh, dance, and celebrate with the same passion he brings to the diamond. By morning, as the sun rose over LA, the celebration slowly faded. Some players stayed the night, others headed home, still humming the songs from the party. Betts' mansion was littered with confetti, empty bottles, and memories that would never fade. Freeman, before leaving, reportedly walked out onto the deck one last time, looked at the pool reflecting the early light, and whispered, "We did it." It wasn't for the cameras, it was a private moment of gratitude and peace. When he returned home to his family later that day, his wife Chelsea teased him, showing him the viral clips. "You went viral again, Freddie," she said with a laugh. He smiled, shaking his head, "Guess the world finally saw my dance moves." That mix of humor and humility is exactly why fans adore him. Even in celebration, Freeman remains grounded, a man who gives his all, then laughs about it afterward. The Dodgers organization later confirmed that the team would host an official gala to honor their players, but many said privately that nothing could top that night at Betts' house. It wasn't about fancy suits or speeches, it was raw emotion. Sports journalists began calling it the Betts Bash, comparing it to some of the most legendary post-championship parties in MLB history. Some even joked it should become a tradition. And for Freeman, that night will forever stand out as the evening he finally allowed himself to break free, to live in the joy he had earned. The images of him dancing and laughing with his teammates will be remembered not just as a funny viral moment, but as the symbol of what sports are really about: human connection, triumph, and the ability to find joy even after the hardest battles. In the end, that night at Mookie Betts' mansion wasn't just a celebration, it was a revelation. Freddie Freeman, the calm captain, showed the world that sometimes the most unforgettable victories happen long after the final out.